Hello and welcome back, artists and designers. In this video I want to talk a little bit about gradients. I do have this worksheet here that you can experiment with and try out some different gradients, experimenting with linear, radial, and freeform gradients. So let's go ahead and get started. In your document, when you open it up, you're going to find that you got two layers here. One is the instructions and reference underneath, and then you've got the layer where you can actually work with the gradient. So this is really all we need. Let's go ahead and jump in and get started. So in this first row, we're going to work with linear gradients. I'm going to go ahead and click on this first skull. You can see that the color fill is set to gray. So let's go ahead and click on our gradient option over here. And I'm going to go ahead and just choose the default black and white gradient right there. And you'll see that it applies that gradient right to it. As soon as you hit edit gradient, it's going to open up right here. You're going to see your sliders and notice that you can click and drag and you can make that gradient go in any different direction you want as long as you hit edit gradient. With these little circles, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here so that we can take a look a little closer. With these little circles, you can of course double click. And once you double click, you can choose your swatches. I already have my color palette preloaded in here, so I can start to experiment with my swatches and change the colors a little bit as I see fit. So there's my first one. That is a linear gradient going top to bottom, but you could also go the other direction with it, drag it another way, drag it across, although I feel like with these it tends to work out a little bit better if you have it more symmetrical. So I would go up to down unless you're going to do a gradient that goes all the way across. Let's try one more here. I'm going to go ahead and click over to this one, and while it's selected I can go ahead and click that and it should apply the gradient. And there's another trick here. I can either hit gradient, or even if you're out of that, if you hit the G key on the keyboard, you're going to get the gradient tool as well. Let's try this time adding another point to this. So I'm going to go ahead and move this guy to the middle, and then I'm going to go over here and you'll notice it becomes a plus, and I'm going to go ahead and click, add a new point, and I'll double click, and let's make that one of the other colors that I have here. So now I have a gradient that goes from one to the other, and again you can click and drag this and adjust this as you see fit. I tend to find that this works best on vertical or horizontal symmetrical style gradient, so there you go. I'll go ahead and let you explore that last one. Let's jump down here to radial gradients. This is mostly the same thing. I can go ahead and click, and again with the gradient menu still popped up, I can go ahead and hit this first gradient here and then switch the mode to radial, and that's immediately going to put the radial. Now I don't particularly like this where it's this circle going in the middle, so I'm going to go ahead and drag this one right off of here and we'll reset this gradient. So let's go ahead and hit edit gradient, and I'm going to go ahead and drag like this, and you can see it makes that big circle. You can kind of make that gradient go whatever way you want. Again, I think symmetry tends to be best. This is a little finicky, but you can move it around. You can add more anchor points. You can even experiment with making it more narrow. So lots of fun stuff to play around with here on the radial gradient. I'll go ahead and let you explore the next couple with that one. Let's jump on down to the last one on the list. So we've got freeform gradient. Let's go ahead, click on our skull here. We'll apply our gradient right off the bat, and then I'll go right over here and hit freeform gradient, and it should automatically put some circles in here that you can start to manipulate and move around. So any of these you can double click and choose your color. So I'll go ahead here and I can pick maybe my pink colors this time, double click, and let's add in a few other points on this. Maybe I'll bring a little bit of orange into this. And again, I like symmetry with these skulls. That's kind of what we're going for. So again, you can manipulate and move these around and decide where you want them to go to get more of a symmetrical look. Like I think I would probably want to add another one over on this side. So I'm just going to go right over here, click, I'll double click, and then I'll go ahead and add that orange color right over here. So that freeform gradient really allows you to move and customize your skull as much as you like. You can add these points, delete them. If you ever get an extra one you don't want, just click on it, hit the delete key, and you can remove it from there. So there you go. You've got 3 different types of gradients. I would love to have you go in and experiment with these gradients, test out with your color palette, get a couple cool examples that you might want to use for your project. The last thing that I will note here, when you get some gradients that you like, I would encourage you to add them to your color swatches. So if I click on this one, I can go ahead and drag that right down to my color swatch panel. There we go. I think I could even add it into my folder. I can. Or I could go to this one, click and add that radial gradient in here. Now I do find, I think with the freeform gradients, I don't think it'll, yep, it doesn't let you add freeform gradients because those ones are so customizable, but any of the radial or linear gradients, it will let you add to those. It'll just tend to reset them to the default direction. So you've got to go in and edit that and customize it to your liking. All right, have some fun experimenting with gradients, and I look forward to seeing what you create.